The effort that we as consultants put into creating the right culture had a significant impact on the project, to the degree that we now quote the potential of a 20% upside in a collaborative environment. And that's measured by what we don't need to do that we think is necessary before we collaborate. And we don't call it waste, it's just the cost of doing business reduces because we're doing things once and getting things right and working with interdependence across the value chain.
Of course, this collaboration project wasn't done for money per se. There were other opportunities or benefits that we thought would be there. Working closely with our contractors, being able to get performance when we wanted it were key aspects of why we went into this project. But when we got to the end, we asked the bank's quantity surveyor, who was always there looking over our shoulder for the bank, we asked them to do an assessment of how our projects have gone. And to our surprise, 3, and we think 4, but they could only compare what they could see. But 3 of our contractors produced results after 4 years that were up to 20% lower than the building price index. And that building price index is a measure of all building projects that were built during that period. And 20% lower, that's quite an amazing result.
In an early part of the first project, we created a steering group which included us, the consultants, the builder, and 4 or 5 different contractors, both the principals as well as the supervisors. And in one of those meetings, we uncovered what did happen in the projects, that other contractors wanted to come on board and be a preferred provider, and they provided a bid that was less than our preferred contractor. And as a process, the steering group met to go through that tender and discuss whether Ian, as the builder, should make a decision to pursue the lower bid.
It was a difficult moment, and there were a lot of eyes watching the outcome. It's normal in a business to pick the lowest price, but we found, I think, and well, my gut feeling was that the lowest price isn't always the cheapest. And so I went away and thought about this for quite a while, and in the end decided that we would stick with our collaborative subcontractor.
And this event had a big impact because everybody saw that Ian put his money where his mouth was, and the degree of energy and motivation and engagement that came from everybody else after this decision had moved us into an upward spiral of high performance that was then maintained for the next 3 or 4 years.
It was really amazing because it was, I recall, only a $30,000 difference in price. Maybe it was possibly 10% of the contract value,
yep.
Perhaps 8%.
Yep.
And for that amount of money, it was had a remarkable outcome. And when you consider that what the quantity surveyor has told us, that over time our prices, our subcontractor prices, were dropping because we'd cut out inefficiencies, it was really irrelevant, I think, at the end of the day. What was more important was to keep that team together and keep working together as a team.
And in contrast, lean was never mentioned, but relationships, trust, certainty, and doing what you say was the core ingredient of this success.